Rick N says you're supposed to charge more. Well, a lot of times we don't get to say what we charge. You know, right now we can, but in a lot of times, you know, it is
Yeah,
what.
a lot of that know your worth is a bunch of bullshit. I mean, I'll just be honest about it. Like, I mean, I got a video where you can go back and look it up. I got my face on the pricing line negotiator or whatever, and I put on there, I'm the best negotiator ever. Like, you don't get to pick your rate a lot of times, and like, you can get on YouTube and say, you're the man and I'm this, and whatever, but hell, if you don't haul it, they got 50 people that will, like, it ain't like you got anything special, you got
Yeah,
you got a semi truck and a dry van. Wow, you're competing with 5,000 people. Like, you're gonna do it at the rate they give you.
sometimes you're the hammer, sometimes you're the nail. You know, sometimes it's in our favor, sometimes it's not. Yeah, so I know we've talked about this a little bit offline, but let's talk about it. Let's do this right here and now. So when people get mad at us, they can yell at us right to our faces. All these people talking about freight rates going down, freight rates going down, freight rates are going down. Okay, they might be. They might be. They might be coming down a little bit. They are. Well, I'll say that. People are acting like they're tanking. They're going to nothing. You know, if we're going from $4.50 a mile to $3 a mile, or $3.50 a mile, we shouldn't be upset about that. You know, people are talking.
Right.
People are talking this market down. It might sound like nonsense, but you can talk this down. For the first time, I'm getting emails from brokers saying freight rates are going down, but I still got good rates. You know, I still got freight. Like you're trying to talk this down intentionally. People aren't doing anybody any favors by getting on and screaming that freight rates are going down. That's exactly what they want. They want people to just capitulate and go along with it. There's a couple things going on. Looking at the metrics, outbound tender rejections, the ocean shipping schedule, tender volumes, all the indicators are still very busy. But there's wild cards. The couple wild cards, one is the presidential thing going on and the COVID thing going on. Absent of those two things, the data looks good for the first quarter. Ocean booking schedules are packed. Ships are waiting at port for 2 weeks to get unloaded. Stop talking this down, people. Just and don't go along with it.
Yeah.
It's busy. You know, going from $4 a mile coming out of California to two and a quarter, 250. That's still historically great rates coming out of California. Stop talking it down. Don't go along with it. It doesn't help, and that's exactly what they want because the data looks strong. I'll admit, you know, it could all turn tomorrow if they bust out some new, you know, disease stuff or turmoil in this ongoing election crap. But there's nothing we can do about that. But I just think there's too much negativity. I'm not coming on here saying, rah, things are going to be great. We're all going to be rich by February. But, you know, to get the data over here and the sentiment over here, and they're the complete opposite of each other, and we'll kind of see who wins. I've been talking to a guy from a freight type thing, trying to get him on. We're going to do a live stream, and we're going to talk about exactly this, and we're going to show the freight metrics and the data and talk about that and talk about a lot of other stuff probably in the next couple of weeks here. So excited to do that. What do you think about, you know, all that data and what's going on right now?
Well, I look at it from the personal and the mental point of view. You know, a lot of these brokers, and I got the same thing the other day. I got rates are going down, but I've got X amount on a load. And it's like when you walk into a room, you go, "Hey, everybody, you're glad I'm here." It's like, well, wait a minute, you're telling me how to think? Like you're telling me rates are going down? Like I'm not seeing it. Like you're calling me and telling me something because you need something done, and you want to sound more important than you are. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm like, I don't base my decisions on one person telling me, you know, something, especially when they've got they got a dog in the fight. You know what I mean? It's not like they're just coming in unbiased and going, rates are coming down. They benefit from me hauling for less. So,
Absolutely.
They're tired I don't take that. Yeah, exactly.
But, you know, we're tired of hauling for what they wanted to pay last summer, you know?
Yeah.
the data's against them right now. The data's on our side. They
Right.
don't like that. They don't like that. They obviously have more power than we do. Let's be honest. They have way more power than we do. But you know, just remember the data's on our side. Just hope somebody doesn't screw it up. Obviously, we're coming into the slow time of year too. So yeah, it's gonna
Right.
come down a little bit. But historically, this guy I was talking to, we were looking at outbound tender rejections for the last 4 years. And if everybody remembers how busy and how great things were in 2018, the data says things are literally twice as hot right now as 2018. Outbound tender rejections were at like 15 for the average for the year for 2018. For 2020, we were in excess. We were pushing 26. So that's nearly twice as busy as it was in 2018. And 2018 was a killer year. So,
Right.
you know, that's the data. That's the facts. You know, ocean booking schedule is a key indicator, and the Baltic Dry Index, and they're through the roof. There's not enough containers. They can't get containers back to China fast enough to fill them. I mean, if they pick some out of the bottom of the ocean that they just dumped in there, obviously they probably could. But
I'm working on it. I got me a winch from Harbor Freight. I'm going to go after those containers. But another thing you got to think of too, I always think of this. Anytime freight rates get good, the first person to come ruin it is a mega carrier. They throw these $2,000 to $25 million sign-on bonuses out there to get everybody into the industry. But see, they're being like held up right now because they can't do as much training because of COVID. So their hands are tied a little bit. So they can't just come in and ruin it. You know, and a lot of times, like 2018, you see all these big, huge sign-on bonuses. There was a lot of equipment on the market that could be bought.
yeah,
You know, we're in a position now where there's not as much equipment to be bought to like.
trailers are hard to come by.
Right, exactly. You know, we're waiting on trailers. I think they were ordered in August, and they're not going to be ready till like mid to end January. So, you know.
Yeah, I'm looking for a couple trailers right now, and I'm having to travel a little bit. I'm going to go looking next week and hopefully at least get my hands on one. You know, you can get older equipment, but all the customers want, you know, 10 years or newer now. So you got to deal with that. BOC says the market is still solid. Yeah, see, BOC gets it. He gets it. Yep. He's a move. BOC is a mover and shaker. Everybody go subscribe to that channel. Funny guy, entertaining, smart guy.
BOC needs a running count on how many trucks he's got over there these days. I can't keep track of it. Like in the corner of the video, BOC, you just need to put a number up there, like, you know, 7 or whatever. That way, you know, I know how many, because I'm losing count at this point.
He's got trucks all over the country now. I think soon he's going to be adding trucks in Puerto Rico. Okay. So if you're a Puerto Rican truck driver from Puerto Rico, get in touch with BOC, and he'll take you on as an independent contractor.
Right.
And Canada.
Right.
Don't forget Montreal.
Okay. Good deal.
Yeah. BOC says even if there is another shutdown on the back end, we will see yet another historic jump in rates in Q2 and Q3. Yeah. I mean, repeat the cycle. You know, rinse and repeat. It's like,
yep.
Some of these, they complain when rates go high. We complain when they go low. If they were steady, more steady, reasonable rate all year, we wouldn't keep having boom and bust and boom and bust and boom and bust. That's the way a free economy goes. Well, it's somewhat free. It's largely what we won't get into all that.